This is Royal G, trying to get Immortal or Radiant only using the Ghost. And to be honest, it's going pretty well. But of course, hear it in his own words.
I'll be taking account to hopefully Immortal or higher while only using the Ghost.
He says it himself, but he hit Immortal going classic only. And this guy is truly a madman. Hear me out here. A lot of people have done gun only challenges, but it's his approach and the severity of this approach that makes it so special. I mean, classic, Ghost, and even the Sheriff. Now, the Sheriff is a little bit more popular. A lot of people have done the Sheriff, but still, these are all within the pistol category. Of course, we've seen a lot of other things like no rifle, martial, etc. But Ghost and Classic specifically are something really special. And the thing is the impressiveness of a couple things that Royal G does spectacularly well. Now, the first thing that he does really, really well is he doesn't smurf, in the sense of he doesn't like start an iron and then get a ton of farming clips in iron, because this guy could probably drop a 40 bomb with the Ghost in iron, and that is likely not an understatement, considering he is often top fragging or second top fragging while just playing in these higher elo lobbies. And you might be wondering, how high is the elo? Well, in this exact case, this is the very first video where he gets placed on his Ghost only challenge to Immortal, and he is starting in Diamond elo. He basically just uses rank reset accounts that he's played on before, yet it doesn't stop him from doing this.
Oh my god, everyone's dead. Oh my god. Everyone is dead, bro.
Now, just to make things clear, Royal G, I've talked to him before. We've done videos together, and we're actually going to be doing more videos together. But he let me use all the footage in the background. He let me kind of watch these videos while I talk to you, so you can quite literally see his skill while I'm yapping about him. Speaking of which, imagine second fragging going Ghost only, then getting ISO ulted while ISO is overpowered, and then still getting diffed by someone using the Ghost.
I won the one, but I need help.
There's a few things that he definitely does clearly that makes this possible. Now, one of the overarching problems about doing any sort of challenge is the idea of kind of throwing your own games, and the thing that he does very clearly is communicate.
Guys, just as a heads up, I'm Ghost only, not trying to troll you guys, and I'll drop you guys guns.
Let's go.
Idol? Wait, what did you say?
Let's go.
Oh, let's go, let's go. Oh, if you're trying to play ISO, then I guess I could try playing Sage? Sage is good for this.
Literally within that one clip, he was friendly with the team, told them exactly what's going on, and he goes ahead and fills a role. So something that he does clearly is not only communicate, but he's able to adapt. And I think this is kind of a no-brainer, because if you're doing challenges like this, of course you're going to have to adapt. He's able to fill a role, make sure that his team gets what they need, right? Dropping for them all the time. And then he completely focuses on his game sense. Furthermore, he often, very, very often, is IGLing for his team, communicating very clearly, telling them, you know, what to do. We should push, we should pinch, we should do this, we should do that, and in a friendly manner that inclines them to listen. He has a positive mentality, which of course he's going to need if he wants a chance at these challenges. His videos are also specifically one of my favorites to watch because of one main factor. There's a lot of ranked highlights out there, 100%. I think Royal G does something really good where he leaves enough breathing room, enough calming and communication, enough of how the game is going to actually learn as well. Actually, I've cut his game down from the original video just to showcase more action, but on its own, you're able to see a lot of what makes the challenge possible, which is a lot of game sense and a lot of strategy, which is actually really, really cool. Because something else he's proving is not only that he's cracked as fuck with the Ghost and the Classic and can make things work, it's how he makes things work, which is playing Valorant like a game of chess, which is employing strategies, which is using the fact that he's hit Radiant and all that game knowledge to stand a chance against Diamonds and eventually Ascendants, and hopefully, like what happened with his Classic series, eventually hit Immortal. Now, luckily, I was able to chat with Royal G, so I messaged him on Discord, and I straight up just asked him, when you do these gun-only challenges, do you change your inherent playstyle at all? Do you, for example, consciously take less 50-50 fights or anything special of that sort? And this is what he said. I definitely change up my playstyle depending on the gun's strength and also limitations. Usually that means playing more passive on some angles or focusing more on playing off of teammates, setting up plays with flashes, stuff like that, which is exactly what I was expecting him to say, to be honest. The first thing is, of course, playing to the gun's strength and weakness. This is just continuously, consciously understanding his positioning, where he should be, where he shouldn't be, and what puts him at an advantage and disadvantage based off of, let's say, Classic versus Ghost. Of course, Classic, I remember tons of plays where he's able to swing surprise at closer angles to hit that right click, where, of course, on the Ghost, it's just a different story, and that makes a ton of sense. But the bigger point here is definitely playing with and off of his team consistently to make this possible. Actually, this is what I said. I said, I realize that while watching now, you are excellent with applying game knowledge first. You communicate with your team a ton, including constant, small forms of IGL, in such a way that allows things to work out. Impressive stuff, really. And he replied, it's a high rank habit too. A lot of good Radiant players know that intent doesn't just magically get transmitted. It's more forgiving at high ranks since there is more basic protocol set up, but it's a very helpful skill to communicate. He also touches up on his communication a little bit, saying, I think part of it is also that the plays I call aren't overly complicated and mainly focus on my needs or things that I can contribute to, so it's easier to follow. He says, just focus on what you can control and don't stress out too much on things you can't. And this way of thinking honestly makes sense. Truly, the reason he's so skillful is not just his raw aim. His aim is excellent, crosshair placement, etc. But these are standard basics that Immortal and Radiants need to have just in order to play at that rank. He elevates it and allows him to generally be better. And I know that's a big word. I say that because, again, getting to Immortal just using a Classic is somewhat, it's just a form of proof. You used a free gun to hit Immortal. He elevated himself and kind of showed us that he can be better using game knowledge, using communication, using stable mental, etc. All these are applied. I mean, he's top fragging Ghost only here on Abyss while playing Sage, which was a fill in this game that he chose. This isn't accidental, right? This is using his advantage as a Radiant player to set his team up for success. Conceptually speaking, if we were to apply what we learn just by watching Royal G into our own games when using normal guns, it'll go a long way. Consistently thinking, what gun do I have and where should I play on a regular basis, understanding what strategies should I deploy based off of what I'm using, and continuously communicating with your team in a concise and simple manner, only with things that you can control in the moment, is such a great thing. Like I went in thinking I was just gonna straight up Montage, and I don't even know what I was gonna talk about, but I just know he was so impressive and I've seen him grow and I think his content's great, so I just wanted to cover him. But I left learning a ton, literally learning a ton just by watching him and talking to him just for a little bit, especially lessons on communication. Instead of over communicating and speaking an entire paragraph on what's going to happen in that round, what he'll be able to do is not remove foresight. He still thinks about what's going to happen and think about how the round will play out, but only communicates actionable callouts that can happen in the moment. And you know what the best part of all this is? Quite literally, while I am commentating this, while I am showing off Royal G, he streamed today. Now, by the time this video comes out, maybe his video should already be out, I think, I hope, so I don't spoil anything. But he streamed today where he won every single game, and in the last game, basically top frag, just one kill off of top frag, to rank up to Ascendant. He quite literally, I feel like, just started the series, and he's already Ascendant. The first video went live 10 days ago, and this is where he plays.
Let's go! We're Diamond. We are Diamond.
He placed Diamond 1 in like 2 weeks as Ascendant. Oh my goodness. Bro deserves the praise, in my personal opinion. I think he's great to learn from. I think he's very skillful. I also think he's just a good guy with some amazing content, so check out his channel using the link down below, and thanks for watching.